Hello everyone, and welcome to Good Morning Trading. This is the fourth time I'm recording this show. Today, sometimes the audio works, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes the video doesn't work. You'll have to forgive me, I've been at this for an hour. I wanted to do this in ultra-fast, ultra-condensed mode. Yesterday, we had a range, exactly the range I warned you about the risk of reaching. We'll take a quick look at it on the Nasdaq. It's really very nice. Here's the opening of the US markets. Then, range, we consistently bounced off the middle. It's monthly, so 24,850, 25,000 points high. We went a little above the middle R1W and the seller started to intervene. So that's interesting. This info for the day, there are a lot of sellers above 25,000. We suspected it, but now at least we have proof. Our scouts got wiped out for this. So thanks for the information. And thanks to those who lost a lot of money to give us this info that we're going to use today. And so we were in a range up until yesterday, midnight as we know, and in a range of 150 points, which gives us, quick mental math, 150 points for an index at 25,000 points. That's 0.66%, 0.67%, basically nothing at all. So we're exactly in the situation I was telling you about yesterday. We're in a waiting period today, same as before. It shouldn't move much. It should actually be even slower, unless there's a geopolitical event or a major surprise announcement. Why is that? Because they're waiting for the FOMC meeting decision. We already know the FOMC's decision. If I look at the CME FedWatch Index, which I talked to you about since I'm a CME member, so just to be clear, there's no conflict of interest. The CME isn't paying me to make this video. 99.1% of investors think that rates will remain completely unchanged. And here it has to be said, the intervention by the Fed chairman, Jerome Powell, will have less impact than usual because he's going to step down in the next few months, 2 or 3 months from now. In the next 2 months, he's going to step down. So what he says will have much less impact than usual. So it's a waiting phase, something I always repeat for every FOMC meeting. Fund managers, hedge fund managers, and pension fund managers never take positions 24 to 48 hours before the FOMC. For them, that could be considered a serious management error. They wait, and then after that, we have the FOMC, where they're not going to tell us anything, because at this point, we know they'll come back to the markets again. So be careful. This is a market that lulls a lot of people to sleep, but we do have some nice technical setups. Still, so on the Nasdaq 100. The 25,000 level was really tough. And just now, we bounced for a moment off 24,175. That's my favorite level, so I'm happy about that, and I'm going to keep following this. There you go. I hope it goes up to 24,100. That'll give me a taste of good morning trading. We are actually profitable on this specific trade. It's holding up well. It's stalling around 65 at the haul, so let's move on to the other indices. The S&P 500 is doing exactly the same thing. The Dow Jones is still at its lows, exactly the same situation. It tried to bounce back a little. Honestly, there's just no energy at all. I wouldn't put any dollars in. On the Dow Jones, the CAC 40, this contact with 7ME9. It managed to save them as long as it's below 8,000. Well, it's not great. Yen, bearish pressure. The DAX 40 is just ranging. It hasn't moved. It's exactly at the same level as yesterday. So consistency, one could say there's consistency for the DAX. As for WTI crude oil, after a brief excursion into the $100 zone, it's currently at $97. So, as you know, on the geopolitical front, not much has changed, not much movement. The French president's going to make a move. A defense council to announce that he's joining the American coalition. Ideally, not when the war is over, otherwise it doesn't really serve much purpose. I talked to you about it yesterday. Bitcoin is stable right now. It's trying to break out a bit, but not much more than that. For now, 75,000 might be in sight. Technically, what it's doing is very impressive, but it needs to break through 75,000, which is a strong symbolic level. And gold continues to stagnate, ranging around $5,000 on its monthly pivot. Here, you can also see quite simply that the price of oil is stagnating and the price of gold tends to fall, which means the geopolitical situation doesn't involve a lot of fear or tension. Maybe just fatigue. Maybe people are getting used to it. After that, I don't know, because this is the 4th time I've recorded this video. So as a result, I'm not sure if I just mentioned this to you. Okay, I haven't talked about it yet, so I'll start over. Tech stocks have made a bit of progress. Tesla gained 1% because Elon Musk announced that his Terafab project, which is about producing AI buses, will be launched within 7 days. Foxconn, which is the main server supplier for NVIDIA, announced a very strong revenue forecast. So things are going very well for them. Sure, it destroys jobs, but it also creates wealth. It's people who do this. By the way, this could be seen as a philosophical issue. One last little thing to tell you, be very careful. NVIDIA's CEO is expected to unveil new AI chips and software at the company's annual developer conference. That's happening today. This is the big show, kind of like an Apple event, except it's NVIDIA's show. Be aware, NVIDIA stock has a major influence on the Nasdaq and, to a lesser extent, on the S&P 500. Every announcement is closely watched, because this announcement will give us a sort of roadmap for the next 6 months, or even the next 2 years. So if they announce a revolutionary chip with processing power 5 times greater than what they currently offer, that uses 30% less energy and is twice as cheap, the stock will skyrocket. On the other hand, if it's a new generation of AI chips that disappoints the market, we could see a fairly significant downward trend. But just to be clear, it's happening during the day. I don't have the exact time and... Exactly. From the moment he makes this announcement, caution is advised. And then tomorrow, things might stay even more range-bound until the Fed chairman's speech. Bernanke, Powell. I miss Bernanke. I really like Bernanke as Fed chairman. There you go. Powell's a little less fun, to be honest. Knowing that what he's going to say actually matters more, investors will just say, yeah, this guy always talks anyway. You're not going to be the boss in 2 months, so, well, listen, I'm not going to go over it a 5th time. This time it seems like the sound is good and the video looks like it's been more or less okay. We're making progress every day. That's the goal in life. Sending you all my best. See you tomorrow. And now I'm switching over for the people from my school. Take care. All right. Ciao.